Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is 10 o'clock in the afternoon, and welcome back to my summer car. When we last left off, we rebuilt the engine in its entirety, and there she sits on our engine hoist. Now we are going to work on the suspension of the car, starting with, without further ado, the subframe right here. Let's go ahead and move that into the engine bay area. And that is going to require 4 10mm bolts. Let's grab our toolbox and get it closer to where we would like it to be. Let's actually flip her around here. We should be okay. And now let's grab the spanner 10 and work on these 4 bolts here. Pretty easy to find. There's 1. Here's 2. 3. And 4. Subframe is now on. Next up, we need the steering rack, which is 4 9mm bolts. So we will grab our spanner 9. There we go. And we'll find our steering rack. Steering column. Oh, we need our steering rack. So that is going to sit behind the subframe here and link the 2 tires together. It's going to sit right there in this little crevasse, like so. Pull out our handy dandy spanner and go to town on these 4 bolts. And it's nice with the car up on the lift like this, it's almost like physicsless, so we can actually sort of move through the car and get these parts positioned where we want them. I don't know if that's a bug, but we are definitely going to exploit that. Next is the steering column here. Whoa, okay. Which obviously you can see the gear or the turn signal lever and whatnot is to the left, so that needs to be facing inside the car. So we sort of need to scooch on around until we see the check mark there. And now we have 2 bolts right here on the steering column. That is 8mm. Let's grab our spanner 8 and get down and dirty with the steering column here. These parts look really, really rusted. I don't know if you can buy like brand new parts and sort of overhaul your car all at once. That would be pretty cool. Next up is our wishbone suspensions. There are 2 of them. This is the front right wishbone, which will obviously sit here on the sub-assembly. Oh crap, I missed. Wait for the check mark there, guy. And then we will rush on over to the other wishbone and place it on the other side. Sort of rotate to help this thing along. I missed it again. I tell you, the pixel perfectness is real here. There we go. And it is going to be 2 10mm. Now, did I already grab the 10? No, I did not. Let's tighten these bad boys down. Each one has only 2 bolts holding it in, so this will not take long. We'll make short work of the wishbone suspension here. Come on, last bolt. Don't be like that. It's almost like you have to aim for the very top of the bolt, which makes sense because you can't take a spanner and crank down on the grooved part of the bolt. Next is the spindle, and that is 1 12mm each. So the right front spindle here, like so, and the left front spindle. And then 1 bolt. I wish all parts had just 1 bolt. That would be pretty awesome, but life does not work like that, and neither does my summer car. Let's grab the 12 spanner and go right there, dead center. No, right under here. I was used to the dead centerness. Come on. There we go. The spindles are in. Now the steering rods. Wait until the struts are installed. Well, okay. So next up then would be the disc brakes. And these brakes are interchangeable, as it shows there is no specific car part or specific side that they fix. Come on now. Come on, brakes. Work with me here. And one of these. Now these disc brakes are held in by 4 14mm bolts. So let's grab our 14 here and give these... Oh, I'm sorry, it's just 114. That's what I was thinking of. I was sort of getting ahead of myself here. So the brakes will be in. Nice and tidy. Next up will be the half shafts. Like so. Nope, this is steering rods. Here's our half shaft. So the half shafts run from the column toward the engine block here. So they sort of sit like this in a perfect world. However, this is my summer car, so getting them to fit exactly where they need to be is a tad bit of a chore. Let's see if the other side will work with me or not. All right, I think I'm going to hold off on those. I believe the struts can go in now, and then we can put in the steering rods and then the half shafts. I'm hoping. So let's go with the steering rod, let's see. Steering rod should fit. Our right front steering rod. And this is the trickiest part of the suspension, is finding exactly those pixel perfect points. And you'll be thinking that you're sort of doing something wrong, but I saw that check mark. Big as all get out. All right, that's one steering rod in. Our next steering rod is here, and it will be one 14mm bolt, and we are actually adjusting the toe on the car, which is kind of cool that your alignment can, oops, wrong side, that your alignment can sort of be messed up, that you have to fine-tune how the front tires roll, which is that level of detail that, you know, real mechanics have to take into account. Oh, there you were. Like so. And that is going to be our 14mm bolt. Now, I don't know if we can adjust the toe yet. We already have the 14 on it. But see how the disc is sort of rotating to the right? Let me get a better view here. It's sort of pushing and pulling and just a tad. Once we get on the open road, we'll be able to fine-tune those. Now let's put in our struts. Like so. The front left strut. And the 3 screws sort of sit up top here, as you saw that check mark there. And then we will move our right front strut in. Oh, that's the half shaft. Clickety clickety. All right, let me grab this at a better angle so I can rotate the 3 screws up top to poke through the fender there, like that. And now the struts require 4 9mm. So let's get into our toolbox here. Spanner 9, please. And those are the bolts down back here. There they are. So on the back of the strut, you have these 4 bolts right here that go into the spindle. If only they would cooperate with me. I don't see, I mean, I'm sure, you know, people did do this without a guide, but it's, you know, definitely trial and error, because if you didn't get the bolt right the very first time, how would you know? I mean, you'd be sitting there all day trying to just go back and forth for your toolbox, trying to find the right size of these bolts here. All right, now that those 4 9 bolts are in, we have 3 10mm bolts. So we'll hop over here, grab our 10, and these are the bolts up top here in the fender. Why can't all bolts be this easy? I mean, come on. And I can imagine in real life the real struggles that mechanics do building these cars from the ground up, and bolts being in very interesting places. All right, and 1 12mm bolt. So many bolts on this suspension here. All right, there's that one. There we go. And then that, you see that sort of snap into place? That means you've got your struts hooked up to your steering rods, and things should be good to go. Now let's see if we can work on those half shafts. All right, what I had to do was I had to unbolt this brake disc right there in the center, and that allowed this half shaft to slide in. And it is 3 9mm bolts here that go into the engine. I'm not exactly sure if we can bolt them down now and sort of trick the car into thinking they're secured, or we have to wait until our engine is mounted. I'll leave them undone for now and then come back and re-bolt them once our engine is in. There was our check mark there. And let's re-bolt this guy up. All right, so the half shaft struts and the steering rod adjust is in. Now we do trailing arms. So now we are moving to the back of the car. This is the rear left of the car. They sort of go in almost like a reverse wishbone here. And we will grab the other side and move it into position here. They require 2 12mm bolts. Let's grab our 12 from our toolbox and get to wrenching. Let's turn these wrenches here. There's 1, and we'll be going for 2. And I tell you what, putting in trailing arms works up a thirst. Let's go ahead into the kitchen, pop the tap, and grab a quick drink. Excellent. Now we are ready to continue on with the suspension. We need our coil springs, which just sort of slide into place. No bolting required. They sit right here on the trailing arm and move their way up, so they'll snap in place there. We also have this coil spring here, which we will place in its mirror opposite right over there. Now we need our shock absorbers. So let's grab our shocks, and I don't believe these are, no, these are not named. So you can place either shock in either direction, and it's doing a little dance there, doing a jig. Essentially, these shocks are going to go up through the trunk. You're going to see them poke out right there. I don't actually know if I can place it here without a little bit of help. Oh, hello. It took a bounce. All right, this should be good. This. There it was. This should be lovely. There's one shock absorber, and we will do the mirror other side. So let's see if we can grab it from the back here. Just drop it on the ground, grab it here, and now we are ready to place it on the other side. Hopefully it cooperates just as nicely. And there we go. Shocks require one 12mm bolt. That's a 15. They require one 12mm bolt and two 6mm bolts. There are the 6mm bolts, so the 12 is actually here inside the trunk of the car, or the boot, as it were. So there is one, and we can sort of see it through here, clipping, and two. Now let's grab our 6mm wrench and go to town on the bottom side here. All right, shock absorbers are in. Next is the wheels, which require four 13mm wrenches. So let's grab our 13 while we're here and start mounting the wheels, which is a pretty exciting time. Oh wait, our drum brakes. We need a 14. What am I doing? Luckily, the drum brakes are just like the disc brakes. They just slide on. Both sides are equal. And look at that. The area where we are restoring our suspension parts is empty. There we go. Let's grab our 14mm and start tightening these drum brakes. One bolt for each drum brake here. Right dead center. Can't get any easier than that. And now we're going to head to the wheels, which take 13 size. Like that. And our wheels are over here in the back left of the garage. So this is the right rear. Now the wheels are specific, so we have to place them on the appropriate placement of the car. And luckily, wheels are about the easiest thing that we're going to do. They just slide on each appropriate area, and we can bolt them down. And as I say, the wheels are the easiest. The right left gives me a whole bunch of problems. Hopefully these front tires will behave. All right, and then it's just a quick pit stop to secure all the nuts with size 13. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for all intents and purposes, the car can now be lowered to the ground, and next up is mounting the engine, which that is a pain in itself, positioning this engine on the hoist just so. I had a little bit of difficulty in my previous playthrough mounting the hood. I couldn't find the bolt, so just for my own sake, I'm going to place the hood down and see if I can find the attachment points and get a better feel for exactly where they are. I think they are behind the radiator. If I had to make a guess, I saw that right there. Come on, hood. Work with me now. All right, so looking for the hood, yes, indeed. It looks like those are the bolts there. And that's what I didn't do before. So now I know in the future, when I put on the hood, don't put on the grill because it sort of blocks that point of view. But I think we will end this episode with a quick drink and then a quick shower or a quick sauna, assuming it is going to be warm enough. I hope it is. I had this thing turned on. Yes, indeed. Temperature's nice and hot. Let's refill our bucket and discuss what we are going to be doing in the next episode. So in the next episode is going to be the engine mounting, and then we connect the half shaft to the gearbox, we put on our hubcaps, and then we start working in the engine cell itself with all of the wires that run from the engine to the car. So that will be, come on now, stop splashing water. That will be on our, ahem, you know what? Let's just pee in the sauna. Oh, so if you do that, you drink your own pee. Well, the more you know. So anyway, as I was saying, can I not? Really? You're gonna be difficult. Master mechanic and you can't splash water into a sauna. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. In the next one, we will be mounting the engine and getting the wiring inside the car going. And hopefully, in the next episode, we will be able to start our car for the very first time. Now, as far as my gameplay in my first go-around was concerned, that's as far as I got. I got the car started, but I never tuned it. I never took it to a mechanic to get an inspection done. So that will, come on, that will be uncharted territory for me. But that is going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, let me know. Leave a like and comment. Let me know that you are watching and following along. And that's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been My Summer Car, and I will see you next time. Take care.